Hi there, my name is Kenny and I'm going to talk to you about diary mode for Emacs today. Well, first of all, Emacs is an excellent tool for file management. It can list files, copy and delete, rename, move them, create and delete directories without any problems. And once you really become familiar with it, I promise you will almost never go back to the shell or Nautilus, for example. Great, let's get started. So we can fire up diary mode by typing Ctrl+X+D and by navigating to our directory. So let's go to our directory, and there we go. You see here an empty directory. Pretty boring, right? So let's do some cool stuff. Like, well, first the more basic stuff is creating a directory, right? So let's create a directory. Test. There we go. Let's create another one. I just typed +sign and then the name of the directory, right? Test2. We just created 3 directories pretty fastly, pretty quickly. So let's also create a file. We can do that easily. I just type Ctrl+X+F. It's just like, it's the normal way to create a text file. So, and just a file. Great. So we just switched back to our diary mode buffer, but we don't see our newly created file. Well, diary mode doesn't automatically update the buffer, so we have to do that manually. Just type G, and there we go. Great. So let's do some basic stuff like copying a file. We just type C, specify our our directory, right? And sorry. We just specify our directory and the file name. So let's test2text. And now when we check in text in the test directory, we actually see our our copied file. Great. Next we will do we will rename the directory. Let's rename it. We type R and specify the new directory, which will be test renamed, right? And cool, that was pretty easy. We can delete it by typing D, and that's it. We can also rename. It's the same technique with renaming files, normal files, as with directories. Well, another great feature I want to show you is how to compress and decompress a file. So you can easily do it by typing Z over the file you want to compress, and you give it this, and there we go. It just created a table for us, right? And we can easily decompress it by typing Z again. And there we go. Another super cool feature is applying a timestamp or setting the timestamp of your file or directory. You just type T and you can change it to default now, and there we go. You can see changing the timestamp of the directory. Pretty cool. Now you can also change the file mode of a file. Let's see how we can do that. We just type M and change. Well, here it actually is set to 644 as I can recall as I look here, right? We can change it to 755, and there we go. It immediately updated the file mode. We can set it back to we can give it 400, and now it's all readable by me. Pretty neat. I very often use that command in the shell, and I always type chmod and a bunch of things, and it's really a headache if you have a lot of files there, if you can't use regular expressions, for example. So now we have that part. I'm going to show you more advanced features of Direct, which are pretty useful too. So let's imagine we had another text file with a different name. Let's name it example HTML. Example HTML. Let's create a new HTML body with a header. Hello. Well, that's it. There we go. We have an example HTML. Let's suppose we wanted to change the mode of this file and this file. Well, you can select those files by marking them in Direct. You just type lowercase m, and now we change them. We type uppercase M, and we can change the mode simultaneously. And there we go. Pretty neat. Or there we go. Great. We can also make this. We can apply these directories too, right? Which doesn't make really sense in this case, but you see, it works. It works. Great. So we can also easily unmark file our selections by typing uppercase U. And for now imagine you would like to select files, directories by a regular expression, which is really helpful when you have a lot of files and images, for example, in your directory. You would type %m, and we would choose the regular expression. So let's write a regular expression which selects all directories, all names in our buffer, which start with test, right? There we go. And it will select all files which start with text. And so now what we could do is delete them because we don't want them anymore, and you just type yeah, and there we go. Pretty neat. So you see, it's really easy to work with files inside of Emacs by using Direct. It's really useful for the regular Emacs user like I am. So if you didn't know about Direct, I recommend you to start playing with it, reading the documentation inside of Emacs, and start using it. Okay, so I'm going to leave you some details about me, and I hope you like this. It's my first screencast ever. I would love to hear some comments, and see you soon, guys.